welcome back to Y Thrive Home. My name is Amy and I'm going to be your coach today as we work through a workout that's all about isometric contractions. So not those moving muscle contractions that we're used to doing lots of our strength training, but rather that long stationary held pose that we'll hold for about 30 seconds each. So we're going to get started with a warm-up right away. You don't need any equipment, just your own body weight, and so let's get started with our warm-up. We'll start with some shoulder rolls. And some nice big circles there. And then moving them the other way in reverse. Let's start to swing our arms. So alternating arms, one arm comes forward, other swings back. Let's add a knee lift. So the opposite hand, add a knee coming forward. Standing up nice and tall and engaging through your core while you extend your arms and lift your knee. A few more here. Last 4. 2 more. And let's take a side to side step. Just starting to get some movement into the legs. Arms can cross nice and easy in front of your chest. Just getting everything all warmed up. And let's take some hamstring curls. So bringing that heel up towards your glute, reaching your hands just past your hips. A few more like that. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now let's take a little squat side to side. So warming up through the hips dip back behind you. A nice strong core. Standing tall in the middle as you squat from side to side. A few more. 3, 2, 1, and let's take a little tap. Reaching the opposite hand across your body. Starting to feel a little bit more ready for some strength. 4, 3, 2, let's go into squats one more time, but this time right here in the center. Hips reach back, adding a reach with your upper body, sinking your hips back, and then reaching tall. A few more here. Weights in the heels as you sit back. 4, 3, last 2, and last 1. Bring your hands to your knees, bend your hips back, and then roll all the way up through your spine. And we're ready. We're going to start our first exercise. We're going to start with some leg strengthening with a wall sit. So you just need to find a space of wall that's nice and flat behind you, that you can draw your back straight onto the wall. Walk your feet forward, and now sink your hips down the wall like you're sitting in a chair. So adjust your feet as you need to so that your knees are pretty much right over your ankle. And then tuck in your abdominals so you're lengthening your back long along the wall. Hands can just rest lightly on your knees. And we're going to start our timer for 30 seconds. So in an isometric contraction, we're holding that strong contraction. We're not moving. We're not moving in and out of that squat. We're just holding it in one spot and challenging the muscles. Taking nice deep breaths. Starting to feel it in the legs. Stay here. Oh, there we go. So we have 10 seconds. We're going to do that again. So just shake out your legs here. Take a little break. Now we're going to try that again. And see if you can bring this time as you move down into that squat, can you bring your hips to about level with your knee? Really press into those heels and draw your belly button in, kind of lengthening the back along the wall. Relaxing your hands, they're resting there, but there's not weight in them. Just resting, shoulders back. Those nice long breaths will help. Keep going. Waiting for the beep. Oh, there we go. There's that beep. That was 30 seconds. We're going to do that one more time. One last time for this squat. Chair pose against the wall. Drop your hips. Lean against the wall. Find that nice 90-degree angle in your legs. And then hold. Steady your breath. Lengthen your spine. Relax your shoulders. Stay strong and engaged in your legs. Almost there. 6 seconds. Stay with it. Nice work. Good job. All right, next exercise we're going to move into is a plank. So high plank, we're going to go through a series and change up some exercises and change up our position. But to start with, a high plank, you can decide if you've got your knees down, maybe even knees back if you need, or hips back rather, or lifting up from the toes and having that nice solid firm plank. And we're going to try not to change that position as we go. Here we go. Find your plank position, and then hands right under your shoulders. Draw your belly button in, and come from the toes or from the knees into that solid plank. We're going to change our body position on our next set. So this time it's all about just getting that plank. Tucking the abdominals in and then hugging them slightly towards your ribs. Good job. Getting ready for a push-up position this time, but we're going to hold it in a low push-up. So from your knees, hips back or dropped in, come into a low push-up. And then just hold that position. Draw your abdominals in. If you need a variation here, you can take that to something a little bit higher, but still holding that low push-up position. Really pushing into your fingertips in whichever option you've chosen. Staying with it, keep breathing. Almost there. Good job, sit back. Getting ready to do a tricep push-up hold. So almost the same, set yourself up, tuck your elbows behind you, and then lower down into a low tricep push-up. Elbows right by your sides, shoulders away from your ears. And if you need to, you're welcome to bring your hips back. Or again, you can find that elevated position, still holding that tricep, engaging your core, and pressing into that. Hold. Whichever option you've chosen. Good job. Sit that back and take a breath. We're going to take a next set of core hold. This time our plank is from our elbows though. So come on down, elevated or on the ground, into a plank from your knees or from your toes. But your elbows are the base of support. Long, steady breath. Draw your abdominals in. Keep going. Good job. Bring your knees down. Set your hips back. We're going to take one more in that push-up position. So choose elevated or on the ground. From your knees, with hips in or back, drop down, elbows to the outside for that push-up position. Shoulders pushed away, abdominals engaged. Long, steady breaths. Push into your fingertips to take some of that weight off the wrists. Long breath, steady breath. Almost there. Good job. Press back. You've got a 10-second break. And then we've got one more. I'll start the demo from up tall. That tricep for one more time. Elbows bend, drop behind you, lower your chest, and hold. Or again, that same option from the ground, from your knees, hips dropped in or back, elbows behind you, tucked right at your sides. Draw into your core. Long, steady breath. Almost there. Listen for the beep. Nice work. Sit back and shake that out. Great work on that set. We're going to move back into some lower body. So stand yourself back up. Of course, grabbing a drink of water anytime you need. And we're going to step back into a lunge. So now take your weight on one foot. Take the other foot and step it back as though you were going to start a lunge. And then drop your knee in so it's hovering just over the ground. Holding there. You have 5 seconds to start. So take a breath if you need. And then set your shoulders right over your hips. And drop that knee so it's hovering just above the ground. And if you want a little more, reach your hands above your head and hold that strong and steady. Stay here, try not to move higher or lower in depth. Just stay exactly where you are. Nice work. Switching your legs now. Set up the exact same way, take the other foot, step it back, drop the knee into that hover. Here we go. Draw your core in, and then choose your arm position. Shoulders still stacked right over the hips. Good work. Stay with it. Almost there. All right. Coming down onto your side, getting ready for a side plank. Now you can choose. I'm going to start from our hand. You always have the option of going to the elbow. And either from the knee or from the foot, lift those hips up, find your balance, and then steady your breath, trying to stay just here. If you need to lower a knee partway through, go ahead. If you need to move down to your elbow, if this doesn't feel good on your shoulder, you can move back to your elbow. But otherwise, try and keep it steady. Long, steady breaths. Nice work. Let's shift around to the other side. From your knee or from your feet, come up into that side plank. Find your balance. Lift your hips. Steady your breath. Almost there. Getting closer. Good job. Stand yourself up. We're going to come back to that lunge. One more on each leg. So from the first leg, whichever leg you started with, step back, come down into that lunge, knee hovers over the ground, choose your arm position. Steady and stable, pressing evenly into your front and back feet. Resisting the urge to lift up higher, just staying exactly where you are. Stay with it. Good job. Stand all the way up. Shake that leg out and switch sides. Coming back, dropping your knee underneath, pressing into both feet, and engaging through your core to keep that balance in that low lunge. Hovering the knee just above the ground in the back. Almost there. Good job. Listen for that beep. That's how you know we're done. Beautiful. Transitioning to that side plank. Again, choose knees or hands, knees or feet, and hands or elbow. Those are your options. And then find that plank, really lifting from the bottom hip. Lifting the bottom hip up towards the ceiling and engaging the entire side of your body closest to the floor. job. Keep holding. Keep holding. Nice work. Switching sides. From the knees or the feet, the elbow or the hand, press down, lift up to that side plank. Just 30 seconds left in our side planks. Almost done. Listening to your body and pushing for that little bit of challenge, that little bit of burn that tells you you're working hard and making change. Almost there. That's it. Good job. Taking a breath, grabbing a drink if you need. I'm going to pull my mat over because we're going to move into some more floor-based work now. Moving along the back side of your body. So laying down prone, so you're going to take your front body right down to the mat and reach your fingertips behind you. And then let's lift our chest up off the mat and then lift your feet up. Now you have the option of leaving your feet down or lifting them up, but you're reaching both heels and fingertips towards the back wall. You can stay here strong and engaged through your whole back body. Big breaths, steady breathing. Reach if you've got any further to reach. Lift and engage that back body. Good job. And release down. We've got 10 seconds, and when we hear that beep, we're going to go up one more time for 30 seconds. Beautiful. Let's lift, reach, with the option to add feet. Lifting as much of your chest and your ribs off the mat as you can. Making sure you're not holding your breath. Continue with that breath in and out. Last 5 seconds. Beautiful. Sit all the way up and then turn around onto your back. Bring your feet in nice and close, right underneath your kneecaps. And we're going to lift our hips straight up into the ground, taking that bridge. So you're trying to bring your chest a little closer to your chin as you lift your hips high. First 30 seconds, I'm going to stay right here like this. Keep lifting, keep pressing straight down into your heels. Almost there. Now set your hips down. Good work. Get ready for the next set. We're going to lift one of those legs up as an option, or you can stay right here and do 3 sets. So this will be your second or third. So start with your hips lifted. And the option is to take one foot, reach it straight up to the ceiling, really driving down into that foot on the mat, lifting your hips, and continuing here. Steady with your breath. Keep lifting, press down. Nice work. Take your knees down and tuck them into your chest, and then set up for our last set. Starting with your feet down, both feet, and lift your hips, and choosing to either stay here or take the other foot up. Really pressing down into that leg on the ground, rooting down firmly and lifting your glutes high into the air. Long, steady breath. Stay with it. Nice work. Take your hips down. And now bring yourself into seated. Take your fingertips behind you and your feet solid on the ground. Press into your palms and your feet. And for 30 seconds, lift your hips. Feeling that stretch across your chest and your shoulders. But you're also bringing your glutes up. Lifting your hips high. Tucked chin can feel better. If you like your head back, you're welcome to take it back. For some people, that's not comfortable, so you're welcome to leave your chin tucked. Nice work. Bring that down. Catch your breath. We are almost done. Coming down onto your back. Bring your feet up so that your knees are right at 90 degrees. Flex your feet. Now take your hands and press them right to the fleshy part on top of your knee. We've got 5 seconds. And when we start, you're going to push your hands into your knee and your knees into your hands so hard that you're creating that contraction through your core with your hands and legs pressing against each other, creating your own resistance. The harder you press into your hands, the harder that's going to be. Engaging your whole core. Press your knees hard towards your hands and your hands hard towards your knees. Almost there. Nice work. Bring your knees down. Take 10 seconds, and then we're going to do that one more time. Knees come up. Press your palms in. We just have one more exercise after this. And then we stretch. So press hard. Work out every last little bit of strength that you have left for today. Press, press, press. Not letting off that pressure at all for that whole 30 seconds. Let's see if you've got any more to go. Dig just a little deeper. Beautiful. Roll onto your side and then back into a tabletop. So your knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, and then just lift your knees off the ground into a hover. And you're drawing into your core, trying to make your feet and your hands as light as you can by drawing all that energy into your core. You are almost there. Steady your breath. Draw into your core. And you're done. Nice work. Take your hips back. And sitting here on your heels, just take your hands and reach them behind you. Elbows moving back. Hands can just rest either on the tops of your hips or interlaced behind you. Lifting your chest, maybe looking up. Really nice work through those. Those are great exercises to just add on at the end of a workout. Or you can create your whole workout like we did today out of just isometric contractions. Bringing your hands back down. Let's take some cat and cow for our spine, tops of your feet along the mat. Looking up, lift your tailbone and the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And then exhale while you round your spine. Looking at your thighs, tucking your chin, pelvis and neck tucked under. And now one more time, look all the way up. Tailbone lifts, top of the head lifts. And then that big cat stretch one more time. Tucking tailbone towards the ground, crown of the head towards the ground. Big cat stretch through your back. And then cross your ankles and roll your hips over the top so that you come into an easy seated position. Seated, take both hands to one side. Nice stretch through your spine. Sitting tall and turning to look behind you. And going the other way. Nice work. Bringing both knees to one side. Tuck over. Tuck your toes. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. You can bend your knees as much as you need here, till you can bring your heels down with as much bend as you need. You can straighten the legs, or you can leave quite a bend, whatever you need, to be able to just hang forward. Let your head hang heavy, let your arms hang heavy. Like plant into your feet, maybe even grab your elbows. Just letting all that go.
And taking your hands, dropping them towards the ground and slowly rolling up through your vertebrae. Coming into standing.
And let's take a quad stretch. So grabbing something for balance if you need. Grabbing your foot, knee down towards the ground. Taking another full breath here. And then let's switch sides. Planting down, bringing your foot up. Opening through the hips and through the quads. And then take that foot down as well. Big breath up. Reach your hands to one side. Come all the way back up to the other side. Wrapping your arms, giving yourself a great big hug. Walk your fingertips as far around your shoulders or back as you can. Switching directions. Other hand comes on top. Walk your hands behind your shoulders or as far around your shoulder blades as you can. And then take one more big stretch. Open up your arms. Lift your hands over your head, up onto your tiptoes for a great big full body stretch. Exhale. Great job. Thank you for joining me again today. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.